You guys, I used to work part-time, and I was always broke. But then I got a full-time job, and I was like, oh my God, I am fabulously wealthy by my own standards. I am, by definition, twice as rich as I used to be. I'm fucking ballin'. And then I got super into that Fergie song, Glamorous. Remember, you guys? Remember Fergie from a long time ago? I was like, I'm just like Fergie. Like, I'm rich, she's rich. I'm glamorous, she's glamorous. We're like soul sisters, you know? And I got super into her, and then I was like watching all her videos, right? And I was like, oh my God, like she is the embodiment of like womanly glamour and sophistication, you know? Because she's like popping out of a birthday cake in a bikini, you know? And she's like, look at me, like I'm writhing around in a pile of like presents and candy, and like, look at me, I'm wearing a slutty Girl Scout costume, you know? And I was just like, oh my God, she's so awesome. And then one day I noticed, like I was looking at my underwear drawer, and I noticed that all my underwear are like gray granny panties with like a hole in the crotch, but then like you can still see like a period stain around the hole. And I was like, well, this isn't very glamorous, you know? And I was like, what would Fergie do? I was like, I'm rich. Like, I could fucking go to Target and buy all the Hanes Her Way six-packs I want. Like, no problem. I could totally do that, you know what I mean? But then I was like, I thought of Fergie, you know, and it reminded me of that Nelson Mandela quote from his inaugural speech, where he says, when we let our light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. And I was like, that is what you've done for me, Fergie, you know? And I was like, I don't have to go to Target. Like, I can go to the mall like an adult person with a full-time job, no problem. So I don't even like know how to go to the mall. I was like, what do you do? I was like, what do you wear to the mall? So I go to the mall, and then I was like walking around. I saw the Victoria's Secret, you know, and there's like these huge pictures of like supermodels and on the thing, and I was like, like, do you have to be like this to go in there? I don't know. I was like peeking in. I was like, I don't know how to go in there. But it's okay, guys. It's just regular people in there. They do not look like that inside of there. So I go in, and it's just, all the underwear is just like, it's like neon and like leopard with like lace, and like there's like a heart on the crotch. And I was like, oh my God, this is like the most glamorous womanly thing I've ever done, right? Like this is like fucking amazing. So I go in, and this woman like greets me with like a headset, you know, like she's like Madonna or something. And I was like, asked her this question, and she was like, AK, gay to the front and gay to the panty bar. And I was like, ugh, panty bar? Like, why would you say that? You know, but you know, when you go and you see that the panty bar, it's like these giant vats of panties, you know, and everyone's just like sticking their fingers in the panties, you know, and I'm just trying to fit in, right? So I'm just like sticking them in the shit. I'm like, I'm shopping, like I'm fitting in. And so I was fitting in and everything, but then I saw this one thing that I wanted, and it was on the wall on like a satin coat hanger with a bow on it. And I was like, I want that one. So I like got it, and I was like creeping around with it. And I was like, can you try on the panties? Like, is that like a gross question? Is it weird? Like, am I fitting in, or like, am I freak? And I was like, can you? So I was brave, and I asked, I said, can you try on the panties? You can try on the panties, you guys. It's okay, but you just have to try them on over your panties, which my panties were gross, but nobody knew that, right? No problem. And it was a successful shopping trip.